Hey Year 12s! Audience is kind of a tricky thing to analyse for language analysis, so this video is here to break it down. You'll realise that most language analysis pieces that you'll analyse have a specific audience in mind when they are being written. This is the target recipient who the writers tailor their piece to. Just like this video is specifically targeted at Year 12 students in Victoria, pieces in language analysis might be targeted to a particular age group or people who are interested in a particular issue. That doesn't mean that they are the only people to read it. After all, there might be Year 11s or Year 10s, or teachers and parents watching this video, but the target audience is clear. Correctly identifying the audience of a piece helps not only for addressing the contention and format, but also in analysing the ways in which techniques are persuasive. This is because certain formats, tones, or techniques may be particularly effective or alienating on specific audiences. The same things that are persuasive to me might not be persuasive to you. For example, think about the last time you saw a news report on schoolies or alcohol consumption by teenagers on the news. Did the type of statements made, the alarmist tone, the grave statistics, the appeals to fear, feel like it was targeted at you? No, it was more likely targeted at your parents. It was trying to make them afraid about what would happen to their kids. A few ways that you might go about working out who the intended audience are include reading the background information carefully. Often the background information mentions where a piece was published or delivered. This is the first step in working out who the piece might be targeted towards. Paying attention to the format of the piece. For example, a speech will usually have a specifically addressed audience. This allows you to consider characteristics about your audience that can be helpful in your analysis. Age, and what sort of techniques are persuasive on that group. Involvement in the issue, do they have a vested interest? An example of this would be subscribers to a newsletter or stockholders in a company who are being presented to. Relationship between writer and reader, are they known to each other? What do they have in common? Having this information will help you analyse why some techniques might be appropriate or particularly persuasive. For example, colloquial language is more appropriate with some groups over others, such as young people on an online forum. Emotional and sentimental appeals might work better on a group that has an existing involvement with the issue. For example, subscribers to a newsletter from the Melbourne Theatre Company are likely to be affected by an emotional piece on the impact of funding cuts. These examples show you that the value of identifying the audience is not so much in simply stating it, but tailoring your analysis to that group. The more closely you analyse the effectiveness of techniques, the better your essay will be, and knowing your audience helps with this. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and happy writing.